Hey, what's good, everybody? We're going to do it in the Instagram friendly format since I only have one guest for today. Hope you enjoy it. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. I do this just for Instagram, just to make sure that people know that it's just not a background. So, welcome, everybody. We're going to do a quick song as we get the backstage ready. And here we go. Be back in just 1 minute.
Can I sniff it? Yes, you can. 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 Well, I'm gone. Go on. Can I sniff it? To all the people who like frags like Charm City does. Made this track so you really know what live was. Come together over fragrances. That's the why, cuz getting love and support from the vibers. Put your sense of the day to chat, cuz no wrong sense where whatever and for just because. Positivity and love with a live hug. A life full of fragrance is what I love. Finding hidden gems from Dior to Rosia Dove. Negativity and fighting is what we're above. Try to diss, we throw up the hand with a big shrug. Like a card of positives, it's a plus love. If you wanna cause drama, you won't even think of us. The connoisseurs fly high like a dove. Can I sniff it? Yes, you can. 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 Can I sniff it? Yes, you can.
All right, people, we are back. What's up, Fragrance Connoisseurs? We're going to go in. We've got some people on the IG side. We've got Yummy411, Cedric Mack 2.0. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then my man, Joel Matrix Sensei. Man, it's been a long day already. Joel Matrix Sensei, what is going on, sir? Welcome. We got Nate the Great. We got my man Sally Knows It All. We've got Demand in the house. DMC. Not Run DMC, but Demand Cologne. Welcome, everybody. Persephone's dad. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. So I have been watching, and I can tell you, I watch everybody. I watch a lot of fragrance reviewers because I love all things fragrance. And I saw a guy that was doing some things with fragrances and bringing up, and his favorite house for a little while was Alexandria, and I was following him. But also he had the Club de Nuit being one of his favorites. And I kept going forward and watching him, and a great guy. And we just had to get him on the channel. But we're going to have some great things today. I know today is not one of my normal days. Life has been lifing, as they say, and we've been working overtime, and I wasn't able to do any lives, but I was able to work out a night that was mutually acceptable for me and my special guest. And we are going on tonight, and we're going to talk about some things that keep some things going. We're going to talk about fragrance addiction, and really want a lot of input from the chat, because this is something that is kind of a thing that comes up over and over again in the fragrance community as well. We have a lot of different topics that basically come up every once in a while, and I wanted to kind of put some structure to it and talk about it and just delve into that. So we'll go right in. Harm City IBG. I got a song coming up that says, if you battle me, you're going to lose the sea, and it's just going to be harm, because that's how I roll. I'm from B-More. That's what happened. So definitely when we talk about Charm City, Harm City is on the docket if you come up against me in a battle. So welcome, everybody. We got Kevin B with Haltane. Nice one. And let's see, scent of the day is Suspiro Vibrato. But let me go all the way up and get the scent of the day that is my man, Arabian Oud Dewan. Joel is the man. That is the signature scent of all signature scents, in my opinion. And no, Nate the Great, it does not smell better. It does, pardon me, it does smell better than Must Therapy. We'll beat Must Therapy any day of the week. But getting down, let's see, we got Watch Dogs the Beast. Sir, welcome, welcome. We got Six Moss, welcome. On the road, but still salute to everyone. We got my friend, Miss Teresa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's see, we got my man, Rock Boy T. Yes, welcome. So again, for before we get started, I do want everybody, if you can, pray for my boy Kicks and the Yakima. Give him, definitely, we're praying for him a fast recovery. I actually got off of work late, and when I jumped on the IG, I did see that he had been in the emergency room. So everyone, please, prayers for Kix Griffey. My man, I call him Kix Griffey Jr., but prayers for him. On the IG side, we have Bernie joined. We got the Scent Squad 2.0. I met Scent Squad at Scent Explorer, man. They are on it with Cedric Mack and Scent Squad. I believe they're all the same. And welcome. Lonix Marion there. And we got Kajal Lamar from Scent Squad 2.0. Kajal Lamar is an excellent fragrance, one that I definitely recommend. We got a fragrance from House of Dastan. Scent of the Night is You by House of Dastan. I have to get more into it. I did sample them at Scent Explorer, but we are down to the bottom of the chat. We are praying. Definitely give a prayer up for Kix. We definitely want him. He's one of the people that goes at it every day in the fragrance community, and definitely want to make sure that he's all right. I left him a message and basically told him the fragrance community to be here for you when you need them, when you get back. Man, don't worry about getting a video out. Worry about getting healthy and worry about moving forward, man, because life is too short to do that. All right, guys, we have waited long enough. I've kept him in the studio. We've got my man, my friend, and he is back with another banger. My boy BT Sims.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a good day. I just want to let y'all know any super chats will be donated straight to me. So keep that in mind when y'all send these super chats in. I really appreciate it in advance. Joel, I need about 10 from you, But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to get into this discussion. Really.
Man, it's been a long time coming. So definitely, hey, if you got a super chat, we will figure out a way to get some super chats to BT. We'll let them know. I think I did. Didn't I say I sent you a beat when you first got in? I think I did. Did I send you a super chat when you first got onto the thing?
I don't. Oh yeah, you know what? You did. It was you. And who else was it? I can't remember who else it was. I think it was Novice too. You and Novice.
Novice in the super chat too?
Yeah, y'all both did. I was like, oh, and I think that's how I first caught your profile, because obviously I took a look and I'm like, oh, okay. Like this is, because I was like, I just thought the community back then was like TLTG and like I knew Tazo, I knew obviously like Chaos, but like I didn't know like it was a bigger surplus. So that's when I really started to.
That's how it works out. I just send you money and then you look for
you got my, I was different. That was like a year ago, maybe. I don't know. It was close to, but that was different.
It was a little more than a year ago, because I think you hit into what I do, especially for people that I watch a lot and grow, and people that are growing and seeing how you grew from a small channel to getting larger and larger. And I mean, now you're doing really well. But everyone I see that all of a sudden they're past that 1,000 and they're up to be able to receive super chats. I like to give encouragement to people and just let them know, man, I enjoy what you're doing. I know more than anybody else that it is not an easy thing to step in front of the camera. And definitely I can see the evolution. Sometimes I just want to delete like my first 6 months of videos.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know I can't even watch mine. I can't watch my friend. I'll go back. I tried. I'm like, nah, man. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. But it's cool to see that growth and evolution. That's what it's all about. It's a journey, and you got to see the beginning to see the end one day. So I think that's the beautiful thing about it. But I still can't watch it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I hate to watch them. Like my wife will watch them. She'll put it on right after I release it, or she'll rewatch it live after I get off, and I'm just like, cut that off.
Yeah, and I'm not even like subconscious about my voice, or like I'm not like insecure or anything. It's just like, man, like that's why I make this joke. I'm like, I don't know how y'all listen to me just talk, man, because like I don't know I can't do it. Like I can't do it. But shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. But
if it wasn't for everybody in the community, we wouldn't have a channel. They talk about how preachers try to get up in front of everybody and say, if it was just one in the audience, I would still be preaching just as hard as I am now.
Yeah,
and they know for sure if it was just one person in the audience, they would not preach like that. And definitely because now, but I know what they would do. They wouldn't make sure those doors are locked. They're gonna get their offering.
That reminds me, just like even in basketball, when it was like a big crowd, I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go crazy. I'm ready to play well. But it was kind of harder to get yourself ready to play when it was like not really that many people. So it's the same thing. Like more eyes makes I don't know, it bursts pipes, so it makes diamonds. So.
Well, that's one thing that I do want to talk about before we even get into the fragrance addiction part. I've always seen you in a chair. There was one time, I guess you were going to meet some friends for a wedding.
Yeah.
And you actually took a picture, and I was like, whoa. Hold on, BT is like 6'10".
The exact answer is I'm 6'7" though. I'm 6'7". I'm a pretty like I met a couple of my subscribers in person, and I was like, at first that's cool. Like that's probably the coolest thing ever. I was starstruck. I didn't know what to say, but that's the first thing they said. They were like, "Man, you're huge." And I'm like, and I don't feel like I'm that huge. Maybe I'm just used to myself, but like I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm pretty tall, as they would say.
6'7" is pretty tall. I'm 6 foot, so I know 6'7" is pretty tall. A lot of people meet me in person, they thought I was shorter too.
It's the chairs, man. I don't know.
I guess
I don't know if I can do video standing up. I see some people doing it, and I get it because it makes you more active and but I don't know if I could do that, man. Like after me being on my feet all day, going to the gym, and then coming home to stand up again. Like I don't know if I got it in me. I don't know if I got it in me.
Yeah. So Nate the Great, my son, is saying, long story short, I'm giving too much information, but I was a preacher for a time. I did put up my mantle, but that's a long story. It's a long story, or a long time ago. But he's trying to give up game, but we'll see. Also, Max Aroma did do a giveaway for their Don't Buy Cheap Fragrances. I actually left a comment. I won. So I won. Suits and Scents won. I think they're saying Duck won too. I didn't know I won until I got a message in my link. I just watched them. They don't probably realize that during the I left a message because I actually watched it before I did the clone versus original video. So I left a message in there just saying this is a polarizing topic, and I left a message in there, and I got selected. You get $50 off of $250. So you have to do a minimum of $250 to get the $50. But hey,
that's crazy.
It is what it is.
If anybody didn't deserve it, it's Suits though. Like come on now. Like Suits, that man, I want to get to his level one day, but he should have dropped out of the giveaway. I don't know why he even entered.
I don't even. I think all you had to do was like leave a comment.
That's one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I bet they want Suits. They want Suits to buy something from their place, because then if he comes back, then they'll know. Because
Yeah, they
Suits
got
like,
him.
I base my prices off of Neiman's or the house itself. So Maximum is saying, I want to get Suits.
Yeah.
We need Suits. They're like, we're in the red. How do we get it up? Let's get Suits. That'll take us over the top in profit. Let's get Suits.
He'll keep him in business by himself, probably.
Oh man, Suits is a baller. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he sells drugs. I don't know what he does. I don't know if he hit the lottery, he plays the stocks. I'm not exactly sure what Suits does, but whatever he does, I need to know about that. We talk about Suits. I don't know about Suits doing video. I want Suits to do how he does it. And if he says one more time that he goes to old folks' homes and strip, I can't do that.
What if he's telling the truth though? Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe we doing the wrong thing. Maybe he just got it. We don't got it like that.
Yeah, I can see Suits. A lady, close your mouth. Your teeth might fall out. Come on.
Hey man, shout out to his hustle. You know, when he retired, I just want to let me know so I can step in. You know,
there you go. What up, everybody? Mr. Gumbo, what up? Bottles and beer, sir. Welcome. Yeah, it's been a long day. I've been doing all kinds of work stuff, so I was ready. In fact, BT and I were going back talking about we're ready to have this live, and I knew that the comedy side of me would come out tonight. But anyway, so I really wanted to talk about not only introducing you to everybody and talking, because I think it's a really good way to have the fragrance community come together. I really think that we need to do more of us coming together. But I also wanted to talk about fragrance addiction, because on the low, my wife probably thinks I am a fragrance addict. And like I tell you, it's no lie. Anytime that I would sit and tell her, I think I got a problem, she would call a hotline to get me help. Every time she looks at my fragrance collection and every time she sees another box, she just shakes her head.
She only got to open the packages. She already knows what's in there, right? Like,
right. She already knows what's in there. But the question, I guess one of the first questions is, what do you consider an addict?
Honestly, like, I feel like everybody's addicted to something, you know? Like, okay. I feel like some people have healthy ones, some people have, unhealthy ones. But I feel like everybody has something that they just constantly can't, live without. And in this space, I do think, especially when we get to talking, I don't want to dive into this too much, but when people start talking about clones, and how like cheap they are, but they can add up too if you buy too much of, like, a lot of them. But I think that for me, the idea of stuff being like lower price can kind of like entice your brain and trick your brain into thinking you can buy more, right, without any consequence. So I think, and then that's when you get into the rabbit holes, and that's when and you're trying to keep up, and see this dropping and this dropping, and all these clone houses trying to be the top dog now. But I think it's a lot of addicts in this space, and I think at one point I was probably going that direction, not knowingly, but like just sitting back and like,
you cut it off. You were going in that direction, but you found the happy median.
To the best of my ability, I was, I'm not completely cold turkey, but now, like, I don't just press add to cart and buy anymore. Like, I actually, like, I see, it might be more of a knowledge thing now that I know more like what I like and what I don't like, and certain notes, and I buy depending on the season too. Like, I don't buy like a winter fragrance in the summer. I know some people don't believe in seasons and all that, but personal preference. But I just think me just actually sitting back and I guess maybe just being more mature. I don't know, but and looking at my bank statements nowadays, but I've definitely calmed down a lot, because when I first got into this space, I felt like I had to keep up, And I had to be the first to do this and the first to get. I remember when the Hawaii ice dropped, and I was like, man, how am I gonna get this before such and such? I'm like, but now it's totally different now. It's like I feel like, for one, I feel like people they're gonna watch me for me in general. So it's like, love it or hate me, you're gonna watch me for me. But it's like it's never ending. You're a hamster in a hamster wheel if you're gonna try to keep up. And I think that's where a lot of people get addicted, is they try to keep up with every new fragrance, and they have to have all of these scents that are not going to be used, like ever, probably.
So we got Centralized, and he's on the IG and the YouTube side. My man is going in both ways. But because I look and I see, so the first question he said, and that was my first question: how many fragrances do you own? And he's at he's at 1,000.
That's at 1,000? I was like, I thought I was seeing. That's at 1,000. Well, personally, I just did a collection video, and like, not counting my decants, I cut it down. I had like 120 like last year. I cut it down to 80 now, so I have 80 right now. 80 full bottles.
All right, and I have just a little bit less than that. So
I'm still breaking
a little bit more than that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No. and actually, okay, last count, I am basically at 400 fragrances. So, yeah. Now, my definition of an addict is anybody that owns more fragrances to me. So, Centralized, you are an addict.
So Suits is in there.
Suits has so many. Well, no, let me get back. In all actuality, an addict to me is someone. I know Mr. Esther says she's addicted to shoes, pocketbooks, candles, wax. An addict to me, there's a fine line between a collector and an addict, because a lot of times you'll say, Nate wants me to call a little boy because he thinks I'm capping. But a lot of times, to me, the fine line goes to when you will do all else and forego everything else just for this. Now, I'm not there, but what I can say is one of the things that upped my collection was my YouTube channel. Yeah. So now I was still over 100 before I even started YouTube channel. But when the YouTube channel started, and then you want to basically have fragrances that you can talk to about many, because for the most part, when you're on YouTube, you're showing, you don't want to just keep showing the same 10 fragrances. It's like this week you say my top 10, signature scents, and you got there's my top 10 scents that feature citrus, and it's my top 10 spring and summer scents, and they're all the same fragrances. Yeah. So I can say that having a channel has kind of upped my game, and that doing the channel has upped what I do. But it's a relative thing. But I've never bought a fragrance and missed a payment or didn't pay my light bill or something like. It's not like I'm in the dark smelling good. It's like, man, it's cold this winter, but I smell amazing.
You got your ramen though. You got the ramen. Is it?
Man, I can't eat ramen noodles. I can't eat ramen noodles. Yeah, I feel you. So I want people in the chat. You got to give me, how many fragrances do you have, and what do you think makes too many? So we got too many. I just started making a little bit of content. I have 120. 400 maybe too many, but I don't judge. I don't, if you got more than 400, I'm not judging. But most people would say 400 is too many. But the question would be, what do you have fragrances for? So in your mindset, I know you said somebody said I was sitting over 500 for real. Not that I know of, and if I was, I wouldn't say it. But so BT, what do you think? What do you think is a good amount in of fragrances? So
For just like you saying for like a content creator, or just like a regular like.
let's say for both, because like my nosy French neighbor, we have a nosy neighbor, and then we got a nosy French neighbor over an IG. He's saying addiction is addiction,
Yeah.
and that's true. So there are people. Every hobby has a certain amount of money that you spend and certain amount that you put into, and most hobbies are not cheap. If you want to play golf, I mean, there's golf. If you shoot guns, I mean, bullets are recurring costs, and they're not cheap. Every hobby, if you have a bike, unless you just get the Huffy at Walmart, you're gonna get. I mean, bikes can be. I have a bike that's worth like $5,000. So and it's carbon fiber and stuff like that. So if you're saying you want to do that hobby in a certain way, it costs a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
And that is kind of the thing of what we say. But given that there is money in everything that you do, so if you're collecting, but say for a non-root content creator or YouTube reviewer, what do you think is a good number?
I think, I don't know, maybe it's just a placebo thing, but I think like 100 is like, I mean, like, I don't know, because then you got to get into like people have different incomes, and then like, you know, like different like ages, and like I would say I'll say 100. Like that's just, I don't know. That's just like for me. Like if I wasn't a content creator, I don't even know if I would have 100, honestly, because like a lot of things, like I said earlier, like I just bought them to try to, you know, see if I would like them, and you know, just basically dip my, you know, I'll try all these DNAs out. But I would say 100 is probably. It's like, all right, you know, maybe that's just me. I know they're probably throwing tomatoes at me for that one, but I know nobody in here has under 100. But
most of the people, I would think, most of the people around our space. Now we got to understand, we're kind of like the man has 600. We're kind of a small subset of a big space. We're not, when we're on and people are watching us on a daily basis. One thing that I can say is being naturalized to watching fragrances is going to make you more susceptible to buying fragrances. So the law of commercials are, once you see a commercial or product 10 times, it puts it into your subconscious that when you go to a store, you are more likely to buy that item.
Yeah.
And when people are sitting watching fragrance commercials all day or fragrance review videos all day, it puts that in the forefront of your mind, and that's how we get to a point where we're buying more. And that just happens.
Yeah.
So
especially when you hear like the, you know, compliments and, you know, all of that stuff and the price and all of that, it's just, yeah, it's definitely, I see what you mean. That's definitely true.
Yeah. So we got a couple different, there's 100 total bottles and 250 decants. There's 17 full bottles and the cap is 20. So that, now if you go, definitely don't go into debt. Now I've never gotten, like I said, I've never gotten to the point where I've gone into debt. But if you go to saying, all right, I want the best fragrance that I have to be a signature scent. Yeah. And then you say, so that's one or maybe two, because you don't necessarily, if you wear it every day, you don't want the signature scent to be the same one every day. So you want to switch up, kind of keep the workplace jumping. And, oh, he's wearing this today, he's wearing that today. You got date scents, then you got just, I'm going to fill the room scent. So you got to have a beast mode. You got to have a couple of those. And then I have like rose scents, I have tobacco scents. So I don't know. I don't know how I could get down. I I definitely couldn't get down to 10. I think if you're a normal person,
Yeah.
10 probably would not be a bad. If you're in the fragrance community really heavy, I don't think 100 is out of the ordinary.
Yeah,
But
it's definitely not. I was surprised when I would be in people's like chats and I'll see like they'll ask how many bottles people have, and like a lot of people do rate my subscribers collections, and I'll see all of these like, and they're not even making content. I'm like, wow, this community is like insane. Like it's really an artistry though. That's what and it's like so niche. That's what makes it so special. I think the fact that we're such a small group and we're so passionate about it, I think that's what makes it like so special. Like
we are a special group. I'm the only people probably think I'm crazy because if you're wearing a very recognizable scent, I can pick it out. So like if you're wearing Sauvage or any kind of clone of Sauvage, if somebody comes around me, I'm like, oh man, you got Sauvage on, right? And they're like, yeah, how did you know? Or I can always pick out Baccarat Rouge 540 or a clone of Baccarat Rouge 540. I can always pick out Sauvage. Usually you're going to pick out Aventus or some sort of Aventus kind of DNA. You'll pick those out. I'm trying to think of some other ones that are just so distinctive that you always Oud Satin Mood. I'll pick that out forever.
What about a Santal 33? Can you pick that up from
yeah, because to me it smells like a cedarwood closet.
Yeah.
I can pick out. I can't. I have a decanter that I've never gone through because I just can't. I never bought a full bottle of that. That's just me. I know some people love it. It's just me.
I smell it every day here in Philly. Literally, like that's like I know a lot of people say Sauvage and Baccarat, but I smell Santal like it's. I smell it every day. I'm not no joke.
We got my man Robert Platinum with the Newport 100s edition. I hope not. I hope that's really a joke. We got my man Nosy Neighbor, Fragcom's Nosy Neighbor. So yeah, let's see you on the IG side. So Lomax Marlum says there's no coming back after you get niche fragrances. I definitely think once you get addicted to like niche fragrances and the way that they go, it is a big thing. So we've got people. I got to get down to the end, but yes. Can I pick out Imagination? Yes, I can definitely pick out Imagination and every clone of Imagination. I have a lot of clones of Imagination. I have Art Arabia 1. I have Aqua Dubai. I have Full House. Are those the main ones? Those are the main ones that I have, and I can tell the difference in all of them. Full House is the closest one to that one, but I can definitely pick out. There are certain scents that I can always pick out. I can always pick out Mason Francis Kirkjohn, General Fluttery Silver. That's a distinctive one. Just the ones that I have and I like, I can pick out really, really easy. What about you, BT? Can you pick out a lot of different scents, especially ones that you're familiar with?
Funny story. Yeah. So my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, go ahead.
I used to be a barista, so I was seeing people every day, right? And I was working the cash register like when I was younger, and I would always like it would kind of weird them out in a way. I'd be like, "You're wearing such and such, right? You're wearing such a," and it, like I was always, and they'd call me the nose. So, but this being around stuff and smelling like you get accustomed to it. Like I think the easiest one for me personally to like pick out is probably YSLY EDP. Like I picked that up like because it's like it's a strong fragrance. It's very like blue and gelish and like it's very common. I think that's one I can pick out really well. Besides the one that you really talked about. Yeah, and Baccarat and Aventus. That's pretty much the ones that people wear. Yeah, you get some like Carolina Herrera Bad Boy here and there, and Hawass. I've been smelling Hawass a lot lately. Like I guess people really do watch TikTok a lot. Maybe I need to make one, but Hawass is like Hawass is very, very popular, especially in the summertime. It's cheap. And I always
It is a popular one.
yeah.
Do you have any of the flankers of Hawass? So I know
I
you
don't
talked about you wanted to get Hawass Ice, but then now there's two new ones from
Yeah.
Hawass.
I haven't
Hawass is
touched.
Elixir, and then there's which one it's
Is
not
it black?
Flame? Is it Flame?
Oh yeah, flame. I don't know. What is the flame? What is it inspiration of?
I'm not exactly sure.
I never even I don't know.
Lately, I have a certain budget, and we're gonna get into some more questions in a second. But I have a budget of what I spend a month on fragrances.
Yeah.
I will never divulge what my budget is, but last month for Black Owned Fragrance Week, I ended up buying a lot of Black Owned fragrances and full sample sets. And so that took my budget when the new Hawasses came out. And I just haven't gotten into a lot of the new Hawass line to review them or even get them. The last one I got was Hawass Black, and that was back in October or something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
They pumping them out though. I'm not gonna lie. Why Rasasi is they pumping them out.
Yeah, but and they're really using the name Hawass Black has changed. They really to me, I would have thought that change the name and make something different, but they're using the name Hawass and it's not even a plum fragrance anymore.
Mm-mm.
So we got my man Robert Platinum. Now I got to work out a thing with BT because he said that all
talk about fueling an addiction
would come to him. But please hit the like button. Yes, we appreciate everyone hitting the like button if you can. And my man Robert Platinum, you are a star in my book. I appreciate it, sir. So the next question is, when do you believe that enjoyment of fragrances may transition into something that's different, more towards addiction?
I think that's when like you said earlier, is like when you start sacrificing things that are important in order to fuel it. Like for instance, let's say like you stop, you have like a partner or a wife or something, like you stop like going out to dinner, you don't do things that you normally would do that like made y'all happy in order for you to like secure this new flanker or something that's
right,
that you can probably wait a couple weeks for. It's gonna be on a discounter, you know that, but you have to have it now. You have to you have to have it. I think when you start to sacrifice things that are like important and consistently, it's like, all right, what are you doing? And I know I always say this. I know we care about it a lot and we take it serious, probably sometimes way too serious, but it's just fragrance, like it's supposed to be fun. We're not supposed to be, it's supposed to add to our happiness, not be our whole happiness, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
now, the next question I have is that ultimately there are fragrance reviewers, and I won't say who, or content creators that will come out with I'm addicted to fragrances video and it goes viral. And there are a lot of people that subscribe to that. For one thing, I know that there are people that addiction is real. And some people may be in that situation where they can't stop buying.
Yeah.
I just don't want to stop. I'm like, when it comes to a fragrance, I see it on the screen. I'm like, can't stop, won't stop, not gonna stop. It's not gonna happen.
Especially Alexandria. By the way, that's still my favorite house. That's still my favorite house.
Alexandria still your favorite? Yeah. I actually did. So when we were talking about clothes versus original, I have some Alexandrias that are actually of some really expensive fragrances. And I've started doing, I haven't done the video yet, but I'm started doing some things. And let's see if I can grab one. So, no, that's not the one I want. So here we got Halt Luxure. It looks like it's the studio lights are clashing with it. But this is supposed to be Rozier's Halt Lux.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to. I'm gonna get with Suits because Suits actually has that $3,500
Yeah, of
fragrance.
course he does.
Yeah, I'm actually I want to get a sample of it, and a sample of it, even for like a 2 ml, is over $100 or something like that. But I want a sample because I want to see how close it is. Now I do have Diaghilev, and I will say that the Alexandria of Diaghilev, when I sprayed it by itself, it was pretty good. I was like, man, this is a pretty good interpretation of Diaghilev. And then I'll give you a story of showing what happened when I sprayed Diaghilev. Have you ever seen the video of My Bodyguard?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
My Bodyguard, it was with Whitney Houston. I think she has a phenomenal voice. But she was in the woods in that log cabin, and they were out in the snow and everything. And her sister, who started singing a hymn, and she was singing that hymn, and I was listening to her. I was like, man, she sounds really good.
Uh-huh.
Until
Yeah.
Whitney Houston started singing the hymn after her. And then I was like, she should have shut up. That was trash.
It's different. There's levels to it. It's different.
Yeah, it's definitely levels to it.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston made, and that's why at the end, after that song, and when she stopped singing, when Whitney Houston started singing, I was like, she's the one that's trying to kill her. Because I was trying to
Yeah, that's true though. It's not even that she was bad. It's just that she was that good.
Yeah, it's just Whitney Houston was another level.
Yeah.
Now, what I can say is, no, it was a good fragrance, but when you sprayed it next to Diaghilev, you saw the difference.
Yeah.
And it was good by itself. So if you want to get that kind of DNA, it's not bad, but it is this is probably a higher quality than some of the other clones that you might think of Middle Eastern clones, because this is straights and they use some things. But I'm going to do a very in-depth review and explaining the differences between, say, Diaghilev and then, say, Alexandria, as they call it, Dubai Night or something like that, and in the show. And it's an interesting thing, but we went into a rabbit hole and just started talking about that.
My bad. I mentioned Alexandria. My bad. That's
but Alexander, I have not. So when we get into Kevin, I have not really sprayed this because I want to wait until I get the hot luck. So I'm waiting for that to come in, and then I will. Hold on, I missed it. See, there you go. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, I haven't smelled that one yet because I want to wait until I get the Hawks Lux, and then I'll spray it myself. What I do is I'll spray that one first, then wear that a day, and then I'll spray them side by side. So I wanted to check on that, but I'm getting with Suits soon, and we'll go in that. But yeah, My Bodyguard was a good movie. But
yeah, I like it.
Probably shows my age. But Robert Platter said Suits is allergic to clones. No, he actually sprayed a couple of clones not too long ago. But we'll see. And discounts. Robert Platter. Yeah, I don't know. I love discounts. So I'm allergic to playing full retail if I don't have to. So I just like that. But let's talk about why you buy fragrances. So do you experience any kind of pleasure or emotions or happiness from purchasing or from sampling or from even wearing fragrances? What does that do for you as far as the fragrance itself?
It definitely makes me happy. I don't know why. Like especially when I know what's coming in. It's like, I don't know. It's me like being excited to have something new to bring to my audience, obviously. But in the hope of it being like really good. But like maybe that has something to do now that, like I told you before, I don't just buy any sort of fragrance. So when I'm actually buying something, it makes me happy because I've done my research behind it. I like the notes. I'm excited about the notes. You know, it's just I have a good feeling I'm gonna like it already. So it's like the expectations are there, and when expectations are involved, you're gonna have some like excitement. You know, so I would say I get really happy, and then when I wear it, you know, and I smell it, I feel it. It's like I get an uplifting feeling from it, just from like
Definitely.
smelling. Because when I was a kid, I don't know if you know, like they have like the Vaseline for men lotion. Like you know about that?
No, no.
It's like really, it's scented lotion basically. It's like Vaseline. It's like I don't know what the scent was. It was like something. I was like,
Probably like a vetiver or wood.
yeah.
I don't know. I've never
I
had
was in elementary school wearing that stuff, and I was like, I was trying to. I used to literally sit there and smell the lotion bottle. I'm like, how can I get this to last all day? You know, because
it.
I wanted to smell good as a kindergarten, not a kindergarten, like third, fourth grade, and it
Nice.
never would last all day. So when I found fragrances, I was like, this stuff lasts. Like this is how people do it. This is how people smell good all the time. So I was like, and ever since then, I'm like, I'm excited because I feel like I'm fulfilling that dream. I feel like I'm that little kid again. You know, just trying to smell good all day, basically, and it makes me happy. So
Nice.
I'm definitely excited when anything fragrance is involved. You know.
Okay. Nice. Yep. We got to address Robert Platinum. Taylor Swift sings some nice songs. She is no
way.
Whitney Houston.
No
she
way.
is no Whitney. And really, she probably would not want to try to sing a Whitney Houston song because then that would just show where she is.
Yeah.
She's no Whitney Houston. Now, there are some people that I think have nice voices. Funny enough, Ariana Grande has a nice voice. Mariah Carey has a nice voice. But she had a better voice when she was younger. When she started getting older, she started cracking on some notes. She wasn't hitting those highs. She wasn't hitting those highs like she was. I don't know. I think Nick Cannon did a number on her.
I knew it was gonna go there. I knew
after you pop out a few kids with Nick boy.
Yeah, I don't even. What is he multiplying at this point? I don't even.
He has to. That's why he has like 10 jobs because Nick Cannon. He's got so many kids. He's got to keep working. He is the Holyfield of the music and movie, television.
Yeah, he does everything.
Show. Yeah, he's got to do it because he's got so many kids. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
So I will Box and Sense in the next 2 weeks. I should have my sample. I will drop a full review of Halt Lux as opposed to Alexandria's version, so you can see that. So it's coming. But let's go to. I can tell you, I have emotions. Just answering the question for myself. It is something that I say it is a mood changer. Like LV Imagination. Sometimes we will spray that, before we go to sleep, like me and my wife. Now she actually tries to save some of my more expensive fragrances. So she'll spray Full House. She'll spray Joe Milano's Full House. Because she knows how much LV Imagination costs. And now she has sprayed Full House that she likes Full House better than she likes Imagination. I was like, that's blasphemy. Don't ever say that in public. But and I just outed her. But and she's watching, so I know she's gonna say that. But
this term last stream, y'all want to know why? Let's run it out. This is
thank you. Good night. But it changes your mood. It really does. And some fragrances change your mood. There are a lot of fragrances that when I spray them, it changes the mood. So definitely Nick Cannon damaged her vocal cords. So do you think that you use fragrances more than normal? Do you overspray? Do you frequently reapply? Do you wear fragrances like when you go to bed at night to sleep? So are you in that kind of situation as far as fragrances?
I always have something on. Like no matter like I go to bed, especially like I always have. People think I'm so crazy for that, but I feel like that's normal in this space, right? Like do you spray at night?
I do.
I feel like that's normal. Like don't you think? For this space?
If for this space for Frag Call, I will just say, Duck 212, your brother's job is making kids. When you've got 13 kids in 2025, He should put that on his resume.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's impressive. That's
People wild out when I say I have a lot of kids, but when you say you got more than 3 kids, people are like,
yeah.
how do you live? But 13, man, that's brutal. That's
how many did the Brady Bunch have? The Brady Bunch had like I don't even remember how many they had.
The Brady Bunch, what was that like? Was that 6?
Yeah, they didn't have 15.
Because they had the father
Yeah.
and the mother, and then they had Alice, the maid in the middle. So I think they had 6 kids around the whole thing.
That seemed like a lot.
Back in the day, now my father, yeah, I told you this is gonna be a joke night. We gone all out. But my father was like one of 8 or no, I think he was one of 10. But that was back in those times. They had a lot of kids.
Yeah.
But when you talk about, man, when you're talking about 13 in 2025, man, that's a lot.
I don't even know what that looks like. That's like I don't.
It looks like a cafeteria when it's time to eat. That's what it looks like. Because you are cooking nonstop. How do you cook for 15 people?
Yeah.
That's a restaurant.
Consistently too. Like
yeah. She might as well open a restaurant because you cooking. That's all I gotta say. All right. Here we go. Let's get back into it. Have you noticed a progressive increase in the amount of money and time you spend on fragrances?
I'm gonna say no. This is weird. I took a hiatus. So I started to not appreciate fragrances, at one point. And I noticed it. I'm like, man, why is this not, special to me no more? So I took a week. I know a week is like, oh, that's nothing, right? But like a week of not wearing fragrances is like, that's a year. That's a lifetime. So I took a week off. And
how did you live?
I don't know. I don't know.
If I go out, like, there was one time that Nate said he went to work and he forgot to put a fragrance on.
Yeah.
I said, that's like going out with no clothes on. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Who does that? Who raised you?
To be fair, Charm, listen, I was, it was seasonal allergy time and I couldn't smell nothing anyway. So,
okay.
I was congested, but I was like, I don't know. It was just something about me. I was like, I was getting desensitized to it. I'm like, I wasn't appreciating it. And I was like, I wanted to get my appreciation back for it. So I took a break. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dramatic or whatever. And but I took a break and then I came back and it was like, yeah, I missed you. But I think overall I spend way less money now when what I did before. Because when I saw a new YouTube video, when I saw TLTG, Chaos, or I forgot the other guy's name, Ash, what is his name? I forgot. But yeah, whenever I saw them having this new clone that was so great, I would probably add about 10 to my cart at a time,
So here's a question. In being a content creator, the busier you are with content creating, does that take away from your time watching other people, and that kind of takes away from you buying new fragrances just based off of fear of missing out, or anything like that?
100%. And now that you say that, I realize that more. I didn't even think about that because I'm always thinking like, why don't I watch? Like, why don't I have less time to watch? It's because I'm creating my own. Like now, I don't even honestly, I don't really like watch those guys because I watch the smaller like us, like you, Tazo and Fatboy Finesse. Like I watch and all the other guys, but I don't even. It's hard to find time because I'm trying to create so much. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and it is hard. It is hard to find time because the more people I connect with, the smaller the network are. Well, I would say the smaller the network is of people I watch. Because then when you connect with somebody, like we connect, and even not necessarily even in person, but connecting in person is big too. But saying we connect and we start I leave a chat in your video, you leave a chat in my video, and then we start having that kind of dialogue and communication. Then you want to make sure you watch that person. So there's only certain people that I hit the notify button.
Yeah.
And then it cuts out. And unfortunately, it cuts out some of the big people. Some of the only big people I watch on a consistent basis because they give you such a diversity of fragrances is like the niche fragrance collector, Marcelo.
Yeah.
I watch him. I watch Sebastian. So those are the only big. I've stopped watching some of the other fragrance because I just don't have time, because then I want to support you. So I try as much as possible to watch what you're doing. I want to support CI Saint. I want to support Novice Nose. I want to support Tazo. I want to support Selly. And so I want to support the Man Cologne, Suits and Scents. So the more people that I start having a closer than I just watch their videos every once in a while, those are the people that I line up and I make sure I watch on a consistent basis. Yeah. And then as you watch them more, then they will pop up in your feed more because the algorithm says, okay, well, this is the kind of videos you want to watch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would say one thing too, like sometimes if I know I have something coming in and I see that creator's talking about it, I purposely don't watch it because I don't want anybody to affect my opinion. I don't want anybody to sway me. I don't want to have any bias, towards what I have coming in. Because I wanted to be as authentic as possible, because I feel like credibility with like your audience is like that's all you got at the end of the day. I feel like you may not like everything that I like, but I want you to know that I really feel that way about what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's important. Like, I never want to, be like, you're not gonna like everything I like, but just trust me that I'm really feeling this way towards it.
Got it. I might have to spray. Well, no. My scent of the day. What was your scent of the day? I don't even know if we got into that.
I don't think we did. I pulled this out. This is from Alexandria. It's funny. This is a decant I just wanted to use because it's empty, but it's Oasis water. It's their inspiration of like gypsy water from Barredo. It's like very musky, like citrusy. Like it just smells like. I always say it smells like a hippie. Like it just has this hippie like happy-go-lucky. I wasn't alive back then, so I imagine that's what that's what it was. But it just
that's what you would have smelled like. You're like, today I always smell like a hippie.
I thought because I got so many decants that I don't touch. I'm like, man, I got to do something with these. Like,
well, you sitting around listening to like Purple Haze and
yeah.
Jimi Hendrix. You gotta get in the character when you do it. If you want to smell like a hippie, you gotta act like a hippie.
It's gonna take me a while to get my hair like that, though.
Oh man, Jimi Hendrix, but he could play.
Yeah, my uncle listens to him every day. Every time I come over his house, it's gonna be some Jimi Hendrix playing all the time. I couldn't even if I didn't want to like him, I couldn't. So
yeah. So for everybody, my scent of the day was Gentle Fluidity Silver. I had work. We were in meetings all day, and so that's one of my signature big boss scents. That and Arabian Oud Dawan is another big boss scent. What was another scent that? Oh, Reflection Man and Reflection 45. All of those are. If I want to command a room, like if I'm speaking at a meeting or something like that, I always wear a big boss scent. Because it makes me feel like I feel like when I'm walking into the meeting room that I got my theme music and it's rocking like I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke.
How you feel about what's the one how you feel about Ooh for Greatness? Do you like that one?
Ooh for Greatness?
Yeah.
Yes. You're talking about by Initio.
Yeah.
Ooh for Greatness is the first fragrance that my wife bought me. So it has a special place in my heart.
Oh,
definitely. So I know she's listening. I love Ooh for Greatness, baby. I appreciate it, Miss Chong City.
You're already in the doghouse. Ain't no turning back now. I'm trying to give you some alley oops, though. I'm trying to help you out.
There you go. That was a good one. And if it was a 9-foot rim, I would dunk it backwards. I can grab the rim still at
Yeah.
6 foot, but yeah, my slamming days are over. I think that went in my 30s. I couldn't get over the rim with the ball anymore. But
I
yeah,
got
for
time.
6 foot, I had some hops when I was younger.
That's a good. I didn't honestly. Mine's is like average. It's just I'm 6'7", so I got long arms. So it's like I got bailed out, but I don't have anything crazy. I'm actually windmilling still, but I'm 26.
Nice.
I'm 20.
My son actually got close to me. Now all of my children are about my height.
Yeah.
But my son, he should have gone into. He was good enough to play college ball, but he wasn't aggressive enough.
Yeah.
I didn't, and you can't teach aggression. He would pass when he should shoot. I'm AAU coach, and I'm like, look, this is the only time I'm your coach. Shoot the ball. I don't care what they say.
Yeah, really. Especially like
he was the
nowadays.
best shooter. He was the best shooter.
Yeah, you gotta have that. You
Yeah.
gotta have that.
That's a whole nother story. He was too nice, and that was probably my fault. When I grew up, so this new generation, they're not fighting every day. When I grew up, I was fighting every day.
Yeah.
And it was always competition. I would compete about everything.
Yeah.
It was competition in school. It was competition on the bus. It was competition about everything. We got participation trophies. Everybody gets a trophy now. It's different. So he didn't get that killer instinct, even though as far as a better shooter, he was a better shooter than I was, especially 3-point shooter, because 3-point shooting is it right now. I mean,
you gotta have that now.
Yeah,
you gotta have that.
I'm a good 3-point shooter, but he's a really good 3-point shooter. But it's just the aggression. But he still plays what do they call it, amateur ball or league ball. He still does that. But
that's probably better for him to do, because honestly, like, I don't know how kids do it these days, like with all this like politicking going on and like the kids getting like scholarships and deals and the transfer portal in college and
and back in the day, we're talking about basketball. I used to coach. I coached AAU for like 8 years.
Yeah,
that's why. And just a thing. I coached all my children in basketball. But so I can talk about basketball too. This is funny, but Robert Platter is just stupid, but he's good. He's funny.
He did vertical. I hope he playing.
Yeah, but he's got 12-inch legs. Oh, my wife just texted me. Yes, I am listening. And for greatness.
Don't press that end stream button. Leave the stream running so you got evidence. Leave it running.
All right. Back to, do you often rationalize or justify purchasing fragrances, even if it might be over your budget? Like, do you have a budget? Do you say, I'm only going to spend this much every month on fragrances?
Yeah, I do. I do have a budget. I haven't. Actually, I have. I'm not gonna lie. I went over it before. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I feel like everybody, something like unexpected, or because sometimes things sell out too, and you got to make sure you get a bottle, before like a certain sale or sell out. So for instances, it's been times where it hasn't been anything drastic, but like I've been like, okay. But the thing I would do is I'll take it out of next month's. I'll be like, since I did this, next month you gotta, suffer, So
yeah.
So I'll do something like that, but I won't like, go crazy,
I usually have a budget, and like I said, I won't talk about where my budget is because it's higher than probably should be. But what gets me and what got me last year, limited editions got me, and not the music group.
You talking? Did you get that Creed, the age Creed? Is that what you talking about?
No. I did not fall for that.
Okay.
That was one of the ones I didn't fall for. Okay. So the thing about Creed is I felt like it was a money grab from the beginning. Yeah. So when they first came out with it, it was like it was supposed to be a limited edition.
Yeah.
And everybody was racing to get it. And then it sold out. And I was like, oh man, I thought I was trying to see if it would go to the discounters.
Yeah.
So it sold out, and I was like, man, I thought I missed it.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks later, it comes back, and then it comes to discounters. And so then I picked it up at the discounters.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they come out and say, oh, we missed a batch. Come on.
What?
You're telling me that you missed a whole batch of your limited edition stuff, and it's just been sitting there aging, and then you sit it out with AAA's batch. But here's the catch. It's in the same bottle. It's in the same box. And the only way that Suits knows his AAA's batch from, now he says you can smell a difference, from his regular Absolute, is he has to keep the AAA's backs in the box because the bottles are exactly the same. I think it was a money grab. I think it's a money grab.
It sounds like a money grab. I wouldn't be surprised, you know.
Yeah. To me, I think it was a money grab. So Eric B and Rakim, he was a great rapper, and I got caught up, but I don't necessarily think he was the best. He couldn't change his style, and he couldn't change, and that's why his first album, every song was a hit, and that was a big deal. I mean, that was the first album where you could buy the album and play any song, and it was always a hit. I mean, one of my favorites was You Gotta Have Soul. Man, it's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a song rhyme to step to. Think of how many weak shows you slept to. Time out. Sorry I kept you. Thinking of this, you keep repeating you miss the rhymes from the microphone solo whisk as you sit by the radio, hand on the dial soon. As you hear it, pump up the volume. But he was Rakim was bad. Yeah, that was before you. But see, the rappers now aren't the same. So you know, Big Daddy Kane was one of my favorites too. Anybody that could spell 3 words in his name and spell it out in a rap song is just, when he said, let me tell you who I am. The BIGDADDYKENE, dramatic, Asiatic, not like many. I was done. I was done. I think that was like 1988 and 1989. I was done. I was like, did you hear what he said?
How did y'all? What did y'all have? Like, I guess it's kind of crazy to ask. Y'all had like CDs back then, right? Or what were they like?
No, we had records. So Rakim did change. He did change it because he came out in 1986. So he was one of the pioneers of his rap. But Big Daddy Kane started a whole movement, and then you got Big Daddy Kane, and he started like the Juice Crew kind of movement, and then there came the like Native Tongues with Tribe Called Quest, and they started, and before Tribe Called Quest came out, they were one of my favorites. But then you had De La Soul. They started kind of like that hippie rap movement with jazz and other kinds of things. And then Nas started a movement when he came out. So there were people that kind of kept redefining the game. Slick Rick was one of the ones that was really a great storyteller. I mean, there was so many different things. I mean, I was a hip hop fanatic when I was young, and that's why I still remember all. I can still, you just heard me say some of the rhymes. I used to try to rhyme, and you know, I wrote the theme song to the Fragrance Connoisseurs theme. But yeah,
you wrote that?
Yeah, I wrote that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, rap, and we could talk about that some other time. Yeah, to me, that was the best era of hip hop, but I'm older. So, but I can say I'm starting to become a Kendrick Lamar fan. I think he went a little over the top with what he did to Drake in that last one, but
yeah,
his style, I'm really like. He's one of the people that I really like his style as far as a modern person. I like J. Cole. I don't like the trap or the grunge rap or the mumble rap. I'm not really big on that, but
you got to get on some Rod Wave. That's what you need. He's not even a rapper though. He's like I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you have to send me stuff. I mean, I have Apple Music, so if they're available on Apple Music, I'll download them. But let's see. Have Have you ever experienced feelings of guilt or regret after making fragrance purchases?
Dame, I know. Dame said something in the chat. I gotta respond. Yeah, Dame,
Okay.
he said, you know damn well Charm not gonna like Rod Wave. He probably won't. He's an acquired taste. He's an acquired taste. You know, he's an acquired taste. He's more like sad boy music. But you know, I've never guilt. No, I never felt guilt. Maybe that's, you know, because I like to be oblivious. You know, I like to feel like I like to talk myself into thinking that, yeah, you did the right thing by buying that. You know, I like to make myself feel good, even though I probably shouldn't. But that's also, that might be because I've never like bought anything from like Neiman, you know, that's gonna be like 500. You know, like if I did something like that, I probably would like pass out first of all. But I wouldn't even have thoughts to feel guilty. You had to pour some water on me or some tequila. But
So what's the most expensive fragrance you got?
honestly, it's probably, what did I spent 180 on a bottle of Lamar Bacajal. I got that on discounters for like 180. So that's probably, I would say my limit right now. Maybe 3 at the most. 3, and that's a big maybe. Like maybe 3. Like for right now in my life.
Wow. I will not answer that question. So
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 3 though. 3 is like for right now in my life. I think that's my limit right now.
So do your friends, family members, do any people think that you are over the top with your fragrances?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they don't because this goes back to us being that small like niche group. Like it's just like nobody cares whether you smell like lavender or, you know, or oud or oak moss. People always think, do you smell good or not? And we take that to the extreme because we're like, and then it gets into, you know, the seasons and, you know, occasions and all of that stuff. We take it to the extreme sometimes. So obviously it's going to be like foreign to, you know, them, you know?
Yeah, I will say, I have, so Nate, my son, of course, he's into fragrances like I am, but I have other sons and they aren't as into it. So they don't, when they buy fragrance, they're not saying, oh, I'm gonna wear this just in the summer, or
Yeah.
this is gonna be my fall fragrance. I'm gonna rock this when I go to work.
Yeah.
He has 3 fragrances and he might have 4 or 5 now, but 3 of them, I think out of his 5 or 6 fragrances, 4 of them I gave him. And I think he might have 7 now because I think Nate gave him a fragrance for Christmas. But other than that, it's just, hey, people will come and see like my fragrances lined up, and they're like, yo, you got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks, you know, sometimes it looks crazy though. Like I think I'm like, did I really do that? You know, like, but I can't imagine what yours look like. I'm not even you know, you in suits and all. I can't even imagine. You probably look like the store itself. Like I can't even.
Well, it looks better right now because I'm in the process of moving. And I have a lot of them put in boxes and crates.
Yeah.
But yeah, when people see it, because I mean, literally, I have shelves and shelves, and like my dresser. I used to have my dresser on our dresser. I used to have the TV on the dresser. I had to put it up on the wall because I needed more space for so the whole dresser, just on the dresser, I have like 120 fragrances on the dresser. And then my chest has nothing but fragrances on it. Then I got 2 I got 2 bookshelves that have nothing but fragrances on them. And but now I'm making a whole fragrance room, and then I'll do videos from the fragrance room. Because right now fragrances are all over the place, and I would really look like a hoarder. But it's neat.
Yeah,
so it's all stock. Like if you look at the channel, if you go to my channel and look at my banner, you'll see I have OCD issues about having things like labels forward and stuff. And so does my wife. We have that same kind of OCD. So, and if you remember the whole show Sleeping with the Enemy, and when he had to have all the labels forward and everything, and she ran away and she knew he was there because he was trying to kill her, but he had to straighten up her cabinet first. So she opened up the cabinet and realized that's me. All my cabinets, the labels are facing forward, they're lined up. It's something about order. There's something about order. I have OCD issues like that, but I have. So all of my fragrances are lined up. Like if you see my scent of the day, you'll see I'll take a picture in front of like the fragrances, and you'll see they're all kind of lined up and stuff like that. I probably and talking about samples, I probably have sampled over the years. I would think I've sampled 1,000 fragrances over the years. And so I do, one of my shows is from decant to full bottle. I still can make 10 more videos of at least 5 fragrances, a decant to full bottle. And some of my decants I've thrown away, but I try to keep them now just to do that decant to full bottle and talk about them in particular. But it's a lot. It's a lot. Nosy, shout out to Horton. We definitely, it's but I'm an organized hoarder. But back in the day, they say if you're cheap, you're crazy, but if you got money, you're eclectic. Yeah, I'm an eclectic collector.
Especially if it's in order, it's a difference. You don't just got to land all over the floor. I hope you don't. I doubt it though, but yeah, it's a difference.
Yeah. So, I do know everybody, but everybody that calls me crazy when they want a new fragrance.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like, I thought I was the crazy one.
Yeah.
I'm in the store. What should I get? And then I get, well, what store are you in? What are you talking about? I said, are you in Macy's? You're in Neiman Marcus? You're in Dillard's? Which store are you in? That tells me what I'm working with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They don't even realize, like some people, they don't even know a Neiman exists, or exists.
Bloomingdale's or anything like that. Yeah. They don't know. But
it's funny because when we like do stuff, we go out and they point and laugh at my collection, but then when we go out somewhere, they're like, oh, can I put this on real quick? They're like, can I try this on tonight and see how it is? They laughing, but then when it's time to go somewhere, they want to grab something.
Yeah. See, it all depends on what they grab. So
yeah.
This would no, that would be at least $20 per spray.
You're not touching no Kajal or Lamar by Kajal. You're not touching no side effect. You might as well. You didn't put a finger on that. That's like different.
Nah,
for me at least.
I would let them, and I give away. So a lot of the clones I've given away. I've done giveaways for clones and stuff like that. Well, you can clone it up all you want, but when you're talking about roses or you're talking about other things, I definitely count the sprays, but I'll let you. And then Nate, we kind of trade off things sometimes, but I have to watch Nate because Nate sprays 18 to 25. That's just, he's no joke. Nate is not Suits, but Nate is the next best thing to Suits. When Suits is the king of overspraying, Nate is in his court. Nate is somewhere. He's a duke, an earl, a prince. He's somewhere in there because Nate will spray until his mind changes, and he's got a one-track mind. He just woo.
I can't imagine Nate and Suits hopping in an Uber.
They've been an Uber, and the driver would roll down the windows without even talking to him.
Oh man.
All right, we're gonna talk about the crazy people in the fragrance community. No, I do not think you're weird because I'm right with you. I don't judge. But in your experience, has the fragrance community contributed to your purchasing habits or your fragrance addiction? No, not fragrance addiction. Let me not call it that. Your fragrance enthusiasm.
I would say yeah, because like when you know there's a group out there to feel the same way about something that you do, you sort of like trust them more, I guess is the right term. Like you sort of like believe in it a little more when you know you have a little bit more company with you. Like it's like you going to fight somebody, you got somebody behind you, you're gonna be a little bit more confident, So I would say like I sort of lean more inwards, like towards it. I started to like join more like Reddit groups and like watch more YouTube videos, like even like go to like more gray market like websites to find stuff, like just to indulge more, because it was like uplifting to see people feeling the same way about something that I do. But with that it comes some bad things, like people getting their feelings hurt when you don't agree with them on like certain things, because the big thing these days is like longevity. That's the big, everybody wants the longevity and projection. And so you might say like, oh my God, this fragrance, it performs great, projects great. And somebody's gonna be under you. I only got 25 minutes, I like, that's the only thing that's really bad about, not even bad, just like you just wish it didn't exist when it comes to this community. It's just that, but it's definitely affected in a good way, like 100%.
That's good.
At least to me, that's subjective,
Yeah, I can definitely say I know, talking, especially offline. So Nosy, neighbor, and I talk, and just talking with him, we talk about fragrances, which make me buy fragrances. Carlito, who always goes in my Scent of the Day chat, he gives me fragrance recommendation. He talks about fragrances I never heard of, and that gets me to get samples and to buy fragrances. So it definitely does, being in the community definitely does spur me to buy more fragrances.
100%.
Definitely do that. So in coming to a close, and I really appreciate you getting on, and I really appreciate what we did. We're gonna have to do this again when I get a big panel again. I want to bring you back. But your favorite fragrance right now, what is it? What's the fragrance that you still say? Now, I think what I used to be, I thought I knew, but what's your favorite fragrance right now?
It's Bond Number 9 Lafayette Street.
Bond Number 9 Lafayette Street. Okay.
I don't know why. It just sticks with me. It's just, I feel like I like that you can dress it up or dress it down. Obviously, I don't like the price, so it's not, I don't like that. But it's just something about it to me that speaks high, like prestige. Like for somebody like my age and where I'm at in my life, it's just, I feel like it's the perfect, like, this dude got his stuff together. I may not, but that smell, it makes me feel like I'm that dude. Like when I'm wearing that, I'm like, I'm that guy. And obviously, like when I smell more things and I get older.
Is good though. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can Bond Number 9 Lafayette Street. All right. So is that backup bottle worthy?
I would say yeah. I mean, I don't know though, like, because like a full bottle is like a lot especially when we have like all of these bottles. I would probably get a full bottle just because it's my favorite. So I would say yeah, 100%.
So you don't have a full bottle of it yet?
I do. I'm saying like okay. I don't have a backup.
You don't have a backup.
No, but
got it. Yeah, I thought you had a full bottle.
Yeah, just the price. I didn't get no backup. But if I could afford it, I definitely would. That would probably be the first backup I would buy, 100%.
So when you run out, maybe not even backup. If you run out, would you buy it again?
Yeah, but the thing is, I got the Game of Spades a wild card now too. So that's like keeping me, like I kind of go to, I lean towards that, so I can,
How close? So you brought that up. I think Game of Spades wild card is very close.
I think it's very close.
Notes don't say, but it is very close. So that gets you by. Is that what you're saying?
It gets to like 90, 95. I think the citruses and the apple and the Lafayette Street is like, you can't match that. and the way it just goes into that Middle Eastern spice and the tonka sweetness, I don't think you can't touch it. It's not the most natural smelling fragrance to begin with, honestly.
No, it's not.
But I just, it's something about it with that nuance that it has, that pop, that the apple just gives it something that the wild card is there, but it's a little bit, flat. It's not flat. It sounds bad. It's just, it doesn't have the detail. It doesn't have a layer, but it'll get you there 100%. Like I spray it sometimes and they're like, oh, you got that Lafayette Street on again, don't you? Like everybody around me, but it's not.
It definitely gets you there. So the last question, and we'll go. Have you seen any of the fragrance addiction videos that people have put on YouTube? Have you seen those?
I've seen them.
What do you think about those?
I think I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna think a lot. I think a lot of people, they see that those videos do well.
It's viral.
And they're like, I'm out of ideas. I've done all my top 10s. I don't got nothing coming in. What's the next best thing I can do? And I think they see that and they're like, oh, I can do this. I can talk about, obviously I have a lot of fragrances. All I have to do is, talk and, appear to be addicted, But
they may be addicted. But here's my whole point. Once you do a fragrance addiction video, how can you now go back and do buy these video or top 10 video or buy this or review this? Because I think once you've done that, you basically shut it down, because now you're telling me that I should not watch you say anything else about fragrance. So like there was one woman that said she was addicted and she talked about, oh, I got 8 coming right now. While I said, but then she worked in a fragrance store. She was in a fragrance boutique and she was a fragrance salesperson.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Where do you go from there? And see, I happen to think, just like you, that it gets viral, it gets 20,000 views. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And I just I just don't know. I do think, and I'm not minimizing it, I do think there may be some people that are addicted. There are people that are addicted to everything. There are hoarders. There are people that are addicted to buying so many things. If you are in a point where you are buying fragrances and not eating right, or buying fragrances and not paying your rent, buying fragrances and getting your car repossessed, please get the help that you need. But anybody says I'm addicted to fragrances, I just tell them I got 2 in the mail and don't judge me.
It's another thing though. Like it goes back to credibility. Like how do you have credibility with your audience if they know that you just buy anything and you're going, like I don't know. I don't ever see it. I would never do a video like that, and I never say never. But but I would never.
I don't think I'd do a video. If I did a video and it got 2 views, I might have to think about doing a video like that. But any other way,
everybody stop watching Charm. Y'all see Charm, don't click. All right? we want to see Charm with this fragrance addiction video. All right, we got to make it happen.
Oh man, light bill is less than fragrances.
I agree, Robert.
Rent is less than fragrances.
y'all got the right mindset for sure.
Hey, for this space, you do. Man, BT, I really appreciate it. We've gone up on an hour and a half. Things went pretty well. I enjoyed it. Like I said, this was the first time I actually got to talk to you one-on-one. I appreciate it. We are doing some other things. I wanted to have some more structure to this, but like I said, I've been working crazy hours for the last 3 weeks, and we were supposed to do this last week and we couldn't because of what was happening with my work situation. But we'll get another one together. I really appreciate it, man. You're somebody that I watch and I appreciate and admire and respect, and you're doing big things. I think you got over 3.5 now. Is that?
Yeah, I'm about to hit 4.
You're about to hit 4. Yeah, because I remember the last time I actually paid attention. No jealousy, no hate, no shade thrown. But you were at 358. I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then I look and I say, Well, you only do one video a week on average. Maybe that's what you're doing wrong. Yeah. Or maybe I just need to say, hey, it's Charm City, and I'm back with another banger.
You got to wake them up, because when they click on it, they be half asleep. But when they hear that back, they go, let me lock in. That's my little wake up call. That's my wake up call.
There you go. There, I got it. All right, give it to me, because I know I didn't do justice. Do your opening. Do your opening.
It was good, BT gang, and we back with another banger, man. You know, sometimes I rev it up a little too much. You know, like I gotta put some ice on my shoulder after I'm done. But
yeah,
most of the time I'm good.
I gotta come up with some kind of catchphrase like that. I've started putting on my scent of days, on the room one spray at a time, but I gotta get my catchphrase for my video.
I don't even know how it happened. I turned on it just happened. Like, I have no idea. I think one day you just start trying stuff. You just start saying things, and if it sticks, if somebody comments, oh, I like the intro, then I'm like, okay. Or if I'll ask my friend, like, what you think about this? They'll tell me the truth. I feel like your intro is nice though. Because some people, some people like different things. Some people probably think my energy at the beginning is just way too much, And some people may like somebody that's laid back and, more like educated, smooth. Like I would say smooth when I describe you. I wouldn't say smooth for me. Like some people like different things. I think that's what's so cool about this community. That is everything.
That's a cool thing.
I think
one day you didn't do the back with another banger, and I questioned it. I was like, yeah.
I probably had a long day. I probably had a long day.
It was a while ago, but yeah, I saw it. I had to put in the comments. So, what's up?
Yo, what happened, man? What?
So I need to cut this off. This is not going to be a banger video. Man, I need to just stop right here.
So sometimes you got to take something away for somebody to miss it. That's all. I want y'all to miss it.
So this is BT, and I'm back with the same old. I was like, oh, this is the same old. He's not back with another banger. I'm watching to see another banger video.
From now on, it'll be there forever. I'm gonna keep going, because at this point, like, even like it's a running joke. When my friends see me, they always do it. Like, coworkers, they do it. It's funny because I didn't even know people like the community would notice, but they do it. Dame does it all the time. Dame always comments down. I'm like, and now I see you notice it. So it's kind of funny.
That's why I gotta get my own, because Suits is can't stop, won't stop.
Mm-hmm. And
then Demand is, how we do. We stay fly. We praise to the Most High. We stay fly. I'm like, I need a saying. I need a catchphrase.
It'll come. Especially, I don't know. Especially like, I feel like you said you do like one video a week, right?
Pretty basically. Lately, I've been doing less than, but I'm gonna get back up to it. But because I've been doing more lives, so when I do lives, sometimes I don't do as many videos, but I average about one video.
I need to do more lives. Lives are fun. I need to do, because I feel like you connect a lot with your audience a lot more. I feel like I don't have that. I have a connection, but I feel like lives make it even stronger. Like y'all get on like almost a first name basis, almost pretty much. Y'all know everything. People put anything in the chat, like Robert putting crazy stuff in the chat, like
Yeah, lives are fun, and then I've had the point of going to like Scent Explored, people knowing where I was. I went to Dallas Scent Room for an event. People know that's the strangest thing when you're walking and somebody says, "Charm."
Yeah.
I'm
like, me? You talking
to me?
Yeah. I saw one of my subscribers in Aldi a couple months ago, and
that's really crazy if you see him in a place where you're not even expecting to see him.
He said, "Are you BT?" I was like, "BT who?" I was like, "Yeah." He was there. He had his wife and kids there who were just sitting there chopping it up for about 30 minutes, and I was speechless. I felt like I was meeting somebody famous, honestly, because it was like,
nice.
I apologize to him because I don't know what he said, because I was on cloud 9 at that point, and I didn't know what to say, but it just shows that was like one of the best things ever happened. Like that was really dope. That was
It's
dope.
a really cool experience. It's a really
That
cool
was dope.
experience. Well, sir, I really definitely appreciate it. And that's Robert Platinum.
He go Robert again.
If you smell Newport 100s, it's probably me there in the spirit. But again, I'm gonna reach out. We gotta do another one, and like I said, when I do another panel, I want to get you involved, and looking forward to it. Because I want to get an Alexandria one to with you as well. Yeah. Like I said, I got some new Alexandrias. Maybe we'll go through, and we'll do some lives. But
I got some coming in as we speak. Some Alex for the springtime. So
yeah, see, just feeding that addiction. I love it.
It's in my budget. Relax, y'all. I know y'all in the comments. It's in my budget. I budgeted it out. We're good. We're good. My light's still on too. Y'all can see that, right? So I'm good. I'm good.
All right, sir. Well, I appreciate it. We're gonna go out like we can. And if you don't like Ken, you cannot sniff it.
Can I sniff it? Yes, you can. Can I sniff it? Yes, you can. Can I sniff it?
Fragrance part of it.
It's crazy. Can I sniff it? Yes, you can. Can I sniff it? Yes, you can.
I'll catch you in the back in a second.
To all the people who like frags like Charm City does, made this track so you really know what live was. Come together over fragrances. That's the why, cuz getting love and support from the vibers. Put your sense of the day in the chat, cuz no wrong sense where whatever and for just because. Positivity and love with a live hug. A life full of fragrance is what I love. Finding hidden gems from Dior to Rosia Dove. Negativity and fighting is what we're above. Try to diss, we throw up a hand with a big shrug. Like a card of positives, it's a plus love. If you wanna cause drama, you won't even think of us. The connoisseurs fly high like a dove. Can I sniff it? Yes, you can. 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 Can I sniff it? With my frags that I can spray in layers. A connoisseur, but also a poem sayer. At times a live studio purveyor. Won't choke you out, but not a sissy sprayer. Hit the like, you'll be doing us a really big favor. Subscribe if this track has a lot of flavor. Rest in peace, Fife Dog, who's resting with our savior. Follow us for the fragrance behavior. Make a note of the fragrances we gave you, one by one, or apply them in layers. Do you like the fragrances we share? Keep an open mind, don't be a naysayer. Find some new frags that you can savor. Doesn't matter if you're minor or major. From niche to designer, we're the player. As you inhale like a breath of fresh air.